Today at Manchester Theatres, it is my absolute pleasure to be joined by the multi-talented Juliette Crosbie, who is getting ready to perform with the Hallé Orchestra at the Bridgewater Hall on Saturday, the 4th of July, celebrating 100 years of movie songs. Now, Juliette has a varied career. She is a much sought after singer, actor, voiceover artist, having performed in stage shows such as Jack Thorne's A Christmas Carol, concerts such as Disney's 100 Years of Music, on screen in shows such as How to Get to Heaven from Belfast and Power Ballads, and in voiceover in Nickelodeon's Rainbow Rangers. And trust me, I am just scratching the surface. So it is an absolute pleasure to be joined by you today, Juliette, to talk all things Hallé and movie songs.
Thank you so much. That was a gorgeous introduction.
Oh, you're very
Certainly
welcome.
a good boost to my confidence.
Well, you're very
Uh,
welcome.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, the Halle, this concert. So we've got a
hmm
hundred years of movie songs to kind of. We're not doing literally 100 years of movie songs. We'd be there quite some
We'd be there
time.
all weekend probably. Yeah,
But it
yeah.
is covering kind of the era right from
hmm
Hollywood glamour through to modern blockbusters. So, what structurally is it kind of going to look like? We've obviously got you singing. Are there going to be stories, moments when just a Halle play? Like, how is it going to
Yeah.
look?
Pretty much that, really. I've had the privilege of singing with the Halle before about 2 years ago, and I've worked with our wonderful conductor Stephen Bell a couple of times throughout my career. So it's going to feature their gorgeousness with orchestral pieces from films like E.T. and many, many, many others. I'm not even going to spoil it for people. I'm just going to let people show up and experience it because there's such a gorgeous range of stuff on the program. And then in between all of these beautiful orchestral pieces, there'll be some solos from myself, from, as you say, spanning a huge period of musical and film work. We've got some Wizard of Oz, which would be our golden Hollywood era. We've got some Defying Gravity from Wicked. So we've got, whatever era of Wicked you enjoy listening to most. I won't be able to cover them all. I'll try and pick a soloist and try and emulate.
Yeah.
We've also got, oh goodness, oh my God, we've got some great stuff from film actually. We've got a very famous solo from Top Gun. I think I'm allowed to say that probably. And um, we've got one Bond theme that I've been looking forward to singing
Oh,
pretty much all my career. Like Bond themes are really great to sing. They're
yeah.
just such crackers. Everybody in the audience loves them. People maybe who don't like, I listen to them fairly frequently just because I like the style of music, but I think people forget sometimes how much of a banger a Bond theme
Yeah.
intro is. So there's a really good one in the show this weekend coming. So I think they will enjoy that as well. So yeah, it's going to be a beautiful evening. There'll be a little bit of chitter chatter probably about where the pieces came from, the history of maybe the film or the show, or the wonderful creators and writers of these projects. And yeah, it's just going to be a beautiful night to celebrate all things music.
And it does cover such like
Mm,
a vast era as well. So there's literally going to be something for everybody. But in terms,
completely.
yeah, but in terms of like movies and things like that, whether it's the era or the genre, where do you kind of sit? What's your go-to?
Ooh, I suppose what I get hired for and versus what I like maybe singing or like watching are different probably I
Mm,
feel. I think like I started out singing jazz before I kind of moved to musical theater. So I really adore the golden Hollywood era of stuff because it was just slightly pitched more, not necessarily for jazz singers, but definitely a lower range. I think female singers, especially sopranos, weren't expected to be like stratospherically high in the golden Hollywood era. So things
yeah.
like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, for instance, not mentioning that for any particular reason, uh, in The Wizard of Oz is in such a beautiful part of, like, it's in a really great part of my range, at
Mm.
least. And it sits really comfortably for me to sing there, especially all of the work from that era versus you also then have to kind of scooch up a little bit for something more modern like Defying Gravity
Mm.
because it's just modern musicals were written for higher voices and for a different kind of timbre of voice and shape of voice. So I suppose what I love singing is the golden era stuff, but I love the challenge of the other stuff as well. Like it's just exciting to get up and have to tackle something that you know will well, you're going to have to get your teeth around it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing, like you mentioned musicals there, like songs from
Mm,
a couple of musicals, and
mm,
there is a massive kind of golden age and modern age of movie
yeah,
musicals, and whether they go onto stage or it's the other way round, they go from stage
yeah,
to movie, they
yeah,
really weave their way into our lives. You know, if you think through
yeah.
generations from, you've mentioned The Wizard of Oz to then
Mm,
maybe like my generation grew up watching Grease and then High School Musical, and now there's going to be a
mm,
whole new generation of kids like riffing like Cynthia Erivo anywhere they go. They
yeah,
really do
yeah.
embody themselves into our lives, don't they, these songs?
Yeah, yeah, they really do. And it's really, you've made a great point about, generations coming up now and getting the experience of either a remake or an adaptation of stage to screen eventually. And the image that comes to mind is, oh God, will we ever have a remake of something like The Sound of Music or something? And I think it's such a sacred ground for people that
Yeah.
maybe we won't, because nobody, at least not in Julie Andrews's lifetime, will need to or want to go near that.
Mm.
And I think it's frequently done enough on stage that it doesn't need it. But pretty much anybody, if you said to them do re mi, they would know what song that is, or like pure imagination. People may not have seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but they
Yes.
know that song. It's as you say, it's in the zeitgeist, it's in the culture so much. And you're right, we don't realize how much that music filters into our lives. And like seeing even in movie trailers now for like action films, they take songs from musicals maybe and slow them down and like kind of beef them up orchestrally or something and make them quite
Yeah.
dramatic. And it's just interesting to see how changeable and movable that genre of music actually is for
Yeah.
people, you know.
It is. It's and what's interesting as well is they've started like there's a new wave within
Mm,
musical theatre where they've started taking like films from the 80s, 90s, 2000s and
yeah,
that weren't musicals, but turning them into musicals like
yes,
13 going on 30, Karate Kid, Officer
yeah,
and a Gentleman. There's so many
yeah,
that that are getting a fresh through music and
yeah,
original songs and things like that.
mm, mm,
And so, if you could do that, then
yeah.
if you could take any movie that isn't a musical but turn it into a musical, what would you like to see?
Okay, so I think Miss Congeniality would be a
Oh,
great musical because
yes.
I grew up watching, I was obsessed with it. And similar to like Charlie's Angels, like I just loved the theme of women who were able to really kick ass and were able to just like either work, for not necessarily the government, but
Yeah.
for like as spies. I just loved like the idea of a female James Bond just is really inspiring to me. So I would love to see what would be possible if you put an FBI agent in a musical. And it's just like the second film is perfect because it's like she's a pageant showgirl at some point. So I think
Yeah.
that could work well. But also it's set inside the world of a pageant itself, and there's just so much play there because you
Yes.
watch you watch beauty pageants and they're all singing and dancing, even if none of them can actually sing or dance. It's kind
Yeah.
of forced upon them. it's I don't know if they enjoy any part of that performance, but I think that could. In fact, I might have to go and copyright that and
I
figure
think
out
you should
if I could
pitch
get a
that.
team.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Copyright.
I
It was
could. I
Betty
think I
first. It's
could.
Juliet.
Thank you. Thank you for this idea. You can join the team with me. I mean, you've been part of the first conversation. I
Yeah.
think it's
I'm
only
in it. I'm
fair.
in. I'm in. Oh, I love it. I love that idea. So, with I mean, like you've said, it's not your
Yeah.
first time with the Hallé, but you are so
Mm.
used to it with the concert side of what you do and everything as well. You're so used to
Yeah.
working with orchestras and big bands and things like that.
Yeah.
Does it ever grow old, like being hit by that wall of sound from behind you? Does it kind of, I imagine every time, if I was doing it, I'd just be like, every time I'd be like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to be singing now.
Mm.
Sorry, because I'd just be
Yeah.
blown away.
Yeah, sometimes you are actually kind of a bit taken by, oh my God, especially if it's a new piece that you've not done before. And there's a few in this show that I've not actually done with Stephen or an orchestra before. So that can present its own kind of, your body will go one of two ways. Either, oh, I really need to lock in and focus even more because it can be overwhelming if there's 60 people playing behind you and they're a big sound. But you're in these gorgeous spaces like the Bridgewater in Manchester is such a beautiful space to play. It's massive, but it feels so intimate. It feels like
Yeah,
you can literally reach out and touch everybody. And even though they're literally in the rafters at some point, they're in the gods. And then your body can also choose to be like, no, if I let go and relax, actually, I know that I've got this and I know that they've got this, and you get to really enjoy the new experience of a new song. But there's definitely a few that There's one in particular, and it's Somewhere Over the Rainbow. There's a particular arrangement of it that I do with every orchestra I play with, and it just I adore it. I adore doing it. I adore when you go to a new orchestra and we're playing it for the first time and they're kind of working it out because there's a gorgeous piano solo at the top and
Yeah.
a pianist gets to really like it's lovely to see an orchestra member getting a chance to play on their own and really shine. And everybody in an orchestra is so appreciative for each other's talent.
Yes.
So it's just kind of a general love in for that
Yeah.
lovely moment. And then I start singing and nobody ever really knows that it's Somewhere Over the Rainbow because they're not used to
Ah,
this particular intro version. And then when the orchestra starts to play, you kind of just feel this collective moment in the audience of, oh, that's what she's singing. Okay. And honest to God, it's something I always look forward to. I don't know if that's even answered your question, but yeah, it never gets old. It
yeah.
really, even with things you've done before, like, never gets old.
Well, I mean, talking of things you've done before, I mean, you
Mm,
like we said in the intro, you act, you sing, you do voiceover work,
mm,
you do so many variations within all of those things as well.
yeah.
So, what kind of would your perfect job look like? Like, if you
Mm.
could kind of put that out there and say, this is what I would love to do, what would it be?
Ideal dream, pipe dream is I love film work. I love doing film, and I have yet to, I think, really get the chance to sing on film. A lot of my film work is just acting, which is lovely in and of itself, but I would love to do a film of some kind where I get to sing. That would
You
be
are the
and
next Miss Congeniality, the musical turned
a
into film.
for film. So we go film to musical to film version.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get. You should be an agent. You're gonna need to change career here, Karen. This is too good. Yeah, I think that would be my dream. Like I grew up watching Funny Girl was the first film that I think my mom put on
Yeah.
for me that was musically oriented, like on top of like Sound of Music and West Side Story and stuff. But I remember Funny Girl being a very formative experience because Barbara Streisand is my hero, basically, my heroine. But she's also one of the world's most beautiful actresses to watch. She's extraordinary. Everything passes across her face. Um, so I think anything that gets me close to that world where I get to do something that really, I don't know, it went crawled into my soul at 13 when I watched that film first. If I got to do that in some respect, I think I'd be extremely happy.
And you're singing from
Yeah.
Funny Girl as well in the show, aren't you?
Yes, yes, actually I am. I'm doing Don't Rain on My Parade,
Yes.
which is always such a riot. Good grief. Oh my God. It's a mountain of a song, but it's
Yeah.
great fun to sing.
It's one of
Great
my
fun.
favorites that I just put it on when I just need
Yeah.
to like go.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I'm not a
yeah, yeah.
singer,
You
but
need
I
to
sing that song. I'm just like, don't tell me. I'm just like on it.
absolutely. Yeah, I think it should be the one song in the show we get to invite the audience to actually just join in, actually. You know what?
Yes.
Because everybody
Yeah.
gets a little collective roar then out.
Yeah. So with
Could be
songs like
lovely.
that, then, when it's someone that
Yeah.
you have grown up just like you
Mm,
say, admiring, idolizing, and like you were saying with The Sound of Music, would anyone touch
yeah.
it in a Julie
Mm,
Andrews, era? Do
yeah,
you
era, yeah.
kind of feel that as well? Do you get that, oh, I'm doing this song because it's my idol, and then you're like, whoa,
Mm,
like, do you see
yeah,
what?
yeah, 100%. No, I do. Especially when I was ever so slightly younger, starting on concert work. Um, half grateful that it was the chance to get to sing incredible songs like these that I might not get to sing in any other respect. Very grateful to be doing it. And then with a 60-piece orchestra as well is like, it's magic. It's a dream come true. So for all of the worry and kind of belittling of yourself you might do, you also have to at some point go, hop on, babe. This is a gorgeous opportunity. Don't worry about it too much. You can spend your whole life and career as an artist worrying about have I got the job, and then when I've got the job, am I good enough for it?
Yeah,
So at some point, I think you do have to just go, you know what, your take is going to be your take, and not everybody's going to like it. But I also think there's a lovely protection and cocoon in the orchestra work and the concert work where people have come specifically to see the Hallé and to see these beautiful songs and celebrate movies and musicals, and they're going to know within the first 10 minutes or not whether they like my interpretation of things. I can't control that, but one
no,
thing I can and guarantee every time I go out on stage is giving the audience the most beautiful experience that I can possibly, put myself on the line to provide. And I know that everybody behind me in the orchestra is doing the same, and so is Stephen. So I think to a degree, as long as you're serving the thing, you can't really get it too wrong.
yeah,
unless, something goes really wrong, in which case, and it has in the past. I remember doing a version of All That Jazz at a concert at Christmas, and I was doing a show in the RSC at the time, so I was rehearsing, and my brain was just hot. It was just, we were coming to the last week of rehearsals. I think I was a bit fried. And I don't think I've ever messed up lyrics quite as profoundly as I did in that song. And I've been singing All That Jazz since I was 8. Like, I'll never be in Chicago. I'm not a dancer, but it's my favorite musical of all time. And I couldn't believe how wrong I got it. I came off the stage going, oh my God, what? Somebody transplanted their brain into my head and took mine out, clearly. So yeah, there's the odd time you go, that could have gone better. Yeah,
Yeah.
could have done a better job than that for sure. I'm not proud of that moment, but yeah, yeah.
But do you know what? You were there, you were doing it, and
Listen,
you got to think your worst day is still someone else's who's never done it. It's their
you
dream
make a
day.
great point. You make a great point. There's a
Yeah.
beautiful quote that I heard. I think it was an opera singer who was giving a master class, and it was on Instagram at one point, and she was saying, "You're never practicing as an artist to be perfect. You're practicing to make your average extremely good quality. Because if you're, oh God, that was only my 65, 70% best. If you can make that sound like it's somebody else's full tilt 100%, and not in a competitive way, just in
No.
a it's people are coming to see you do your absolute best, and your best looks different every day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
essentially it.
So if you then, okay, so I'm throwing another one at you. If you,
Mm,
the Hallé do all these different kinds of concerts. So we've got the
yeah,
movies, you've mentioned James Bond, they've done James Bond ones, they've done Rodgers and
yes,
Hammerstein, they've done disco, all these different styles. If the
yeah.
Hallé came to you and said, Juliet, we're going to give you whatever kind of concert you want with us, what would you choose?
I think it would probably be not too far from the lines of what we're doing now. The movies and musical stuff is very, very beautiful. It covers such a lovely range, especially when you get a bit of Sondheim in there or something, because it's such good storytelling through music. And I don't think a lot of the time contemporary pop really kind of scratches that itch for me. So a bit of movies and musicals theme, but I also think like divas, like female divas, like
Mm,
female singers in general, or like the goddesses and divas of music of the last 100 years. People like Barbara and Celine and Whitney, even though I'm not claiming to be coming anywhere close to any of these incredible women as singers and for their artistry, but the songs that they
yeah,
actually sang, or Aretha and Ella and all of these incredible women who you listen to them sing and you go, oh my God, they're like you say, they're in the zeitgeist. They're formative. You've got
yeah,
memories associated around Whitney Houston songs or in Celine Dion songs or Ella Fitzgerald songs. And I think a concert that celebrates women's voices and how different all of their voices were, uh,
yeah.
like Whitney being related to Dionne Warwick.
She
Wasn't she related to Dionne
was her
Warwick?
aunt, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, and then there's another her aunt was an opera singer, her aunt's aunt was an opera singer, and just this legacy of women and the shoulders you stand on as a singer. Like I've been listening
mm,
to my mum sing all my life, and my mum was listening to people sing all her life. And you do, as every time you get up on stage, you go, I have to fight for my own right to be here because the world is full of gorgeous singers, but also I get to stand on the shoulders of all the women I listen to habitually and go, oh God, I love how she does that, or I love how her voice does that so effortlessly. You're
yeah.
constantly checking in with your heroes as well. So something that does that.
Let's make it happen. There we go. I'm pitching
You
something
pitch
else for
it,
you.
you pitch it, I'll be there. You pitch it, I'll be there.
I'm on it. I'll speak to them.
Yeah, for real.
And finally, then, so we've got 100 years of songs to choose from. Do you,
Yeah.
if we say movie songs, is the one that will just
Mm.
go ping in your brain that you love?
Mm. Probably a toss up between, and again, it's Barbara, isn't it? God, like it'd be uh, I'm the Greatest Star or Funny Girl, from Funny Girl. Funny Girl from Funny Girl makes me weep. The way she sings it is just extraordinary. Or My Man from Funny Girl is
Yes.
the most beautiful showcase of masterclass acting and singing at the same time. And I know she's miming in the track, but she still sang it, and
Yeah.
they laid it over her full performance. That, or the other one that springs to mind is, oh God, and it's literally just come out of my brain. What was it?
Oh,
Uh, um, the way we were, probably, I
yes.
think is. Oh my God, it's just flawless, beautiful, beautiful,
Yes,
beautiful song.
good
There's so
choices.
many. There's so many.
There are
Like I will be
100
thinking about
years.
that question after you. I know. I'll be thinking about that question all through lunch now, and I'll be going, "Oh, I should have said that
Yeah, yeah.
instead."
Oh, yeah. It's going to be when, oh, there's that and there's that and there's
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I tell you what, if people come and watch the concert, then you'll be singing some of them. Well, they'll see you singing some Barbara, and then you can just
Yeah.
randomly go, oh, by the way, and
Yeah,
throw
you
a
should
few
all go
more
home and
out.
check out this if you haven't heard it and all
Yes.
of that other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so, so much,
Thank
Juliet. It's been
you.
an
Thank you
absolute
so
joy
much.
chatting with you today.
An
Um,
absolute pleasure, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you. And as we've said, you can catch
Yeah.
Juliet with the Hallé at the Bridgewater Hall on Saturday, the 4th of July. It
Super.
promises to be an absolutely stunning event. So we will see you all there, Manchester. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.